तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदाङ्कितं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्तुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। शृण्वतं स्वकथा कृष्ण पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः उदयन्तस्तो हि अभद्राणि विधुनोति सुहृत्सतम्। Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So we are in the 8th chapter, Dhruva Maharaj leaving to the forest, 4th canto, chapter 8.
Mataji, the screen is visible?
Give me
Yes,
one.
Mataji.
Yeah, this is visible. This is good. That's what you're asking, no, Mataji?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So Dhruva Maharaj is leaving home for the forest. We know the little bit of background, right? We've been hearing what's happening to Dhruva Maharaj. Now, beginning of this, beginning of this chapter, Maitreya Muni is telling that Kumaras, great sages, there are 4 great Kumaras, sages headed by Shaunaka, as well as Narada Muni, everyone, sons of Brahma, all of them didn't want to live at home. They wanted to become Naistika Brahmacharis, celibates, and then later, the progeny of Brahma was described here. Many sons of Brahma, including Kumaras, Narada, became Naistika Brahmacharis. Then later, the lineage, this little bit description is given, like how religion and falsity together, combination were born 2 demons named Damba and Maya. Then later we have bluffing and cheating, 2 demons named Nirutti, like that. And then the greed and cunning. Maitreya is telling to Vidura all this. So from Damba and Maya, greed and Nikruti or cunning born, and from there children of named Krodha and envy born. From their combination born Kali and her sister Drukti, right? Harsh speech. That's what you see in Kali Yuga. So he's telling to Vidura that combination of all Kali and Kali's sister, there's children named Mrityu, death and fear born, and from the combination of Mrityu and Bhiti, fear, children came Yatana, excessive pain, and Niraya, hell. This is the little bit of lineage description is given beginning of this verse, and similarly he is explaining, my dear Vidura. I have, he explained all that. There's a devastation happening now. He's describing the pious things. Now, impious destinies, our progeny is there, but he is now trying to describe the glory of Swayambhu Manu's sons. So, 6th verse onwards, I think today that's what we are starting. Maitreya continuing to describe that to Vidura, O west of Kuru dynasty. I'm going to describe the descendants of Swayambhu Manu, who are born as a part of plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's where we are going to start with the verse today. So someone will read the verse.
Hare Krishna, Anusuya Mataji, you can read the verse. Vasudha Mataji can read the translation. Mataji, you want us to read the purport?
This purport is not long, right? So we can just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam.
Suma Mataji, read the purport. Hare Krishna.
अथथा कीर्तये वंशां पुण्यकीर्त कुरुद्वः स्वयंभुवस्यापि मनोर हरेरंशांश जन्मनः. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandat Pranam. Translation Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Maitreya continued, O best of the Kuru dynasty, I shall now describe to you the descendants of Swayambhuva Manu, who was born of a part of a plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Lord Brahma is a powerful expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Brahma is Jiva Tattva, he is empowered by the Lord, and therefore he is considered a plenary expansion of the Supreme Godhead. Sometimes it happens that when there is no suitable living being to be empowered to act as Brahma, the Supreme Lord himself appears as Brahma. Brahma is the plenary expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Swayambhuva Manu was the direct son of Brahma. The great sage Maitreya is now going to explain about the descendants of this Manu, all of whom are widely celebrated for their pious activities. Before speaking of these pious descendants, Maitreya has already described the descendants of impious activities, representing anger, envy, unpalatable speech, quarrel, fear, and death, purposely. Therefore, he is next relating the history of the life of Dhruva Maharaj, the most pious king within this universe. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, so Brahma is facing a crisis in the sense that many of them are not interested to populate. So progeny is not there. So Brahma, being the expansion of Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Jiva Tattva, he is empowered by the Lord. So that's why he is considered as plenary expansion of the Lord. And sometimes when there is no one suitable to act in that position as Brahma, Krishna, Lord himself, act. So now Brahma has to prove his role, his position, because he's a plenary expansion of the Lord and he's a creator and engineer of this universe. So he has to progenate. And then he instructed his sons and they are not interested now. Swayambhuva Manu is his direct son of Brahma. Now Maitreya Muni is explaining to Vrudira the descendants of Manu who are widely celebrated by their pious activities, whatever they did. So those pious activities were going to be described, starting with Dhruva Maharaj's activity. So earlier, like I was mentioning about them, some descendants that what Maitreya was describing to Vidura, those are the descendants which are out of impious activities came upon, representing anger, envy, unpalatable speech, quarrel, fear, and death. So now he is describing Dhruva Maharaj past time. So this Dhruva Maharaj is the one who is a pious king who is going to rule the entire universe even after the devastation. After the Pralaya also, Dhruva Loka does exist eternally. So that's the boon he receives out of his pious activities. We'll go to the next one.
Hare Krishna, Kripamai Mataji, you can read the shloka. Chandana Mataji, the translation, and Divya Mataji, the purport. Hare Krishna.
श्री कृष्णा दंडक माता जी। प्रियवर्तो प्रियवर्ता उत्तापानु उत्तानपानु तदरूपापतिः सुदौ वासुदेवस्य कालया रक्षयां जतगसिततौ। Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Swayambhu Manu had two sons by his wife Shatarupa, and the names of the sons were Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Because both of them were descendants of a plenary expansion of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they were very competent to rule the universe, to maintain and protect the citizens. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So, Swayambhu Manu has got two sons. So, Uttanapada and Priyavrata. So, that is described, that's going to be, first we start with Uttanapada's dynasty. Swayambhu Manu and Satarupa has two sons. And then we see Uttanapada, these two kings are specially empowered by the Lord. Unlike Rishabhadev, who is Supreme Lord himself, these two kings are empowered by the Lord because they are going to populate and maintain and they are competent rulers of this universe created by Brahma to protect and maintain citizens. So Uttanapada's dynasty we are going to detailedly hear about. So this is the glory of Swayambhu Manu's son starts with this Uttanapada's dynasty. Yeah. So we'll go to the next verse.
Hare Krishna Archana Mataji, you can read the sloka. Vasudha Mataji, the translation, and I'll read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Pranamataji. Jaye Uttanapadasya Sunede Surajishtayo Suruji Prayasi Tapatyor Netara Yatsudo Dhruva. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Mataji. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. King Uttanapada had two queens named Suniti and Surichi. Surichi was much more dear to the king. Suniti, who had a son named Dhruva, was not his favorite. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The great sage Maitreya wanted to describe the pious activities of the kings. Priyavrata was the first son of Swayambhuva Manu and Uttanapada was the second. But the great sage Maitreya immediately began to speak of Dhruva Maharaj, the son of Uttanapada, because Maitreya was very eager to describe pious activities. The incidents in the life of Dhruva Maharaj are very attractive for devotees. From his pious actions, one can learn how one can detach himself from material possessions and how one can enhance one's devotional service by severe austerities and penances. By hearing the activities of pious Dhruva, one can enhance one's faith in God and can directly connect with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus one can very soon be elevated to the transcendental platform of devotional service. The example of Dhruva Maharaja's austerities can immediately generate a feeling of devotional service in the hearts of the hearers. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So yeah, so Maitreya Muni, when he started descriptions of pious activities of these both kings, Priyavrata and Swayambhu Manu, Priyavrata is being the first son of Swayambhu Manu, but he started describing Uttanapada's dynasty first because he's so eager to describe Dhruva Maharaja's pastime associated with a lot of pious activities he done. So Uttanapada, the incidents of Dhruva Maharaja's life, I mean, if you hear about his pastimes, we all will get attracted because he's a very small boy, 5-year-old boy. And we can't even imagine 5-year-old boy going through such kind of severe austerities. Unbelievable. And he achieved which even if you can think about, if a 5-year-old boy can achieve that, why can't we? So that's the inspiration we get from hearing Dhruva Maharaj pastimes. So his pious actions will help us to learn so much. Like Prabhupada is giving examples in the purport, like we get detached from material possessions. This is so hard for many of us. we always, accumulate. When it comes to giving up, it's not so easy. The principle of giving up has got more joy and pleasure, actually. Yeah, I know we always hear, if we give more, then Krishna will give you more. And like you see, when we go to the Ganges and we offer the Ganges water to herself, this what is that we are giving it to Ganges? It's already, there. She's already profusely giving. What is that we are offering her back? So this is like this, if you do something for Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, you don't need anything. We just want to keep him happy so that, we get purified. So we do that. So if we do that, then slowly, the detachment aspect from this material world will happen. So Dhruva Maharaj, actions are so great. I mean, though he was considered to be as a devotee who is in a platform, Kanishta platform, where he was aspiring for material things. So that we see, Artha, Arti. Yeah, in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, right? Is it chapter 7? We've got a 4 types of people surrendering to the Lord, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Chapter 7, is it 14th verse? Just trying to open it up. Not 14th, 15th is the various. No. 4 types of people come to the
7.16, Mataji.
yeah, 16, 15 and 16. 15 is empire, people who don't, yeah. Pious, and 16 are people, 4 types of people who surrender to the Lord, yeah. Chaturvidam bhajante mam, right? Jnana sukritano Arjuna, artho jignasur artati jnanicha bharatashava, right? So here, Krishna is describing there that 4 types of people surrender to me. Pious men, they surrender and render devotional service unto me. The one who is distressed, one who has desire to seek, accumulate wealth, inquisitive, searching for knowledge. Right? So Dhruva Maharaj is coming in the category of desirer of wealth. So someone who is wanting to have more wealth. So we see the problem for him. Right? When we try to discuss further verses in this chapter, we know the reason for his seeking more wealth. So he's one among those, unlike the miscreants, one among those who are following the 4 regulative principles, and they are called sukrutinas, the obey rules and regulations of the scriptures, moral and social laws, and then they are devoted to the Supreme Lord. So these 4 classes of men are described, and among one of the classes of men is Dhruva Maharaj himself. So Krishna is described there, and Prabhupada is telling here that Dhruva Maharaj can, when whoever the pious activities, whatever he is doing, one can easily detach from material possessions. So this is something which you and me cannot comprehend. And what's the other one Prabhupada was mentioning? I think Mataji need to little bit go up. 8th verse. And enhance one's devotional service by severe austerities and penances. Yeah. So 2 different things: detaching from these material possessions and enhancing one's devotional service by performing austerities. So whoever here these activities of Dhruva Maharaj, their faith in Lord will increase, and they can directly contact with Supreme Lord. That's the result of Falashruti of Dhruva Maharaj pastime. And then they can elevate to the higher platform. That means they transcend these 3 modes of material nature by performing devotional service, and they get elevated. So example of Dhruva Maharaj austerities immediately give us, feeling of that purity in our heart, because that performance of devotional service by Dhruva Maharaj is something which none of us can actually try to follow even, you know. So it's very hard. So we see from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself releases Dhruva Maharaj pastimes, right? In which temple it is? They were reading Dhruva Maharaj pastimes, Tota Gopinath temple, and Gadadhar Pandit reciting every day. They were going reading the Dhruva Maharaj pastime every day. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. Did you all anytime hear this?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
They were reading. So see, Mahaprabhu himself is showing us with his example that hearing the activities of Dhruva Maharaj, enhancing one's faith. So he is setting an example for us to follow the same, so that we will transcend these three modes and purify ourselves, so that we attain that eternal constitutional position, that being a servant of the Lord. So Dhruva Maharaj austerities are very, very severe, and I don't think we can do even for one Ekadashi like that. So, but hearing his pastimes itself relieves. That we see na Shrunvatam Swakatha Krishnam Punya Shravana Kirtanaha. Hrudayantasto hi abhadrani. Whatever is troublesome to the heart, everything will be gone at once. So it's like that. So much potency in the pastimes of Dhruva Maharaj. That's why Maitreya Muni was so eager to describe the pious activities of Dhruva Maharaj first, though Uttanapada is being a second son of Swayambhuva Manu. He started with the dynasty in a different order, not in a logical order. Yeah. So because life of Dhruva Maharaj is very attractive for devotees, and that we see from how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got attracted to hear Dhruva Maharaj pastor. Yeah. So we'll go to the next one. So two important points in this verse. Hearing to Dhruva Maharaj pastime relieve us from material possessions and enhance our devotional service by performing austerities and penances. So we'll go to the next one.
Hare Krishna. Srimati Shampriya Mataji, you can read the shloka, Krishnamurti Prabhu, the translation, and Naimisha, the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Ekada surache putram ankam aropya lalayan uttamam narurukshantam dhruvam rajapyanandata. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Once upon a time, King Uttanapada was petting the son of Surachi, Uttama, placing him on his lap. Dhruva Maharaja was also trying to get on this king's lap, but the king did not very much welcome him. Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. So yeah, this is the scene beginning, what happened to Dhruva Maharaj, so that he got hurt by stepmother's harsh words. So Uttanapada is his father, and Suruchi is Uttanapada's second wife, and Uttama is Suruchi's son. So Uttama was sitting on Uttanapada's lap. Dhruva Maharaj saw this. So, we see both the children of same age, they like to do same things. They follow each other. Like I see now, I've got my son and my brother's son. They're a little bit a year apart, but they like to do things each other in a similar way, similar fashion. So Dhruva Maharaj, saw Uttama, got inclined also to do the same thing. He tried to get onto his father's lap as well. But, king was really not appreciating that act of Dhruva Maharaj, that he sitting on his lap, because we see in the next verse what happens. But yeah, Suruchi is a very henpecked wife of Uttanapada. So she is around, and he is very well aware that she may not entertain this, and he was trying to be cautious because he loves her so much. compared to his previous, his wife, other queen, Suniti. He loves. So yeah, she has got command or demand on whatever she can. So he didn't encourage Dhruva Maharaj to sit on his lap. So we'll go to the 10th verse.
Hare Krishna, Shobha Mataji, you can read the shloka and translation, and Naimisha, you can read the purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Damdat pranams. तथा च समानं तं सप्तनयास्तनयं ध्रुवं सुरुचिः शृण्वतो राजनः सर्षयम् आहातु गर्विता. Thank you, Mataji.
Naimisha, you can read the translation and purport. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. While the child Dhruva Maharaja was trying to get on the lap of his father, Surji, his stepmother, became very envious of the child, and with great pride she began to speak so as to be heard by the king himself. Purport. The king, of course, was equally affectionate toward both his sons Uttama and Dhruva, so he had a natural inclination to take Dhruva as well as Uttama on his lap. But because of his favoritism towards his queen Suruchi, he could not welcome Dhruva Maharaja despite his feelings. King Uttanapada's feelings was understood by Suruchi, and therefore with great pride she began to speak about the king's affection for her. This is the nature of woman. If a woman understands that her husband regards her as a favorite and is especially affectionate to her, she takes undue advantage. These symptoms are visible even in such an elevated society as the family of Swayambhuva Manu. Therefore, it is concluded that the feminine nature of woman is present everywhere. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for reading. So yeah, so king, like definitely king is very affectionate to both the sons. It's mentioned by Prabhupada here that it's not that just because he's not entertaining Dhruva Maharaj to sit on his lap, he don't have affection or love for him. He does have, but only thing is he has got that special soft corner for the second wife, Queen Suruchi. So that's the reason he could not. And this was noticed by Suruchi, and she became pride that king loves me more, like that. So she started speaking in front of king. So Prabhupada is mentioning here mainly, we see from this purport the envy and pride of a woman. Yeah, envy and pride of a woman will destroy everything, actually. So if a woman understands that husband regards her as a favorite, especially affectionate to her, she take undue advantage. So this is something which will actually create a lot of disturbance for a woman. Sometimes husbands unknowingly, out of love and affection, may not do the right thing. They don't take right decisions, and they get a lot of problems, maybe with the immediate family, or which are like little bit irreparable problems you will get. So these symptoms are visible. Prabhupada is telling, in this society, these symptoms are visible. And as the family of Swayambhuva Manu, whatever symptoms have been projected here is just to help us to understand that in this material world, these things will appear. So in this purport exclusively, that feminine nature of woman is presented. And that dragged the whole entire story in a different direction. So Dhruva Maharaj, definitely Uttanapada has love and affection for Dhruva Maharaj. Every one of us, we have, let's say, 2 children. We treat both the children equally. Though one of the child is not up to the mark, we still have that unconditional love for the child. So that is there for Uttanapada. He was feeling that is in there, but at the same time, because that he has got more affection for the queen Suruchi, Suruchi understood these feelings and felt pride and started speaking harsh words. Hmm. So what we understand from this is that envy is something which is existing in this material world a lot. We all will agree, right? Huh? We
Yes,
all
ma'am.
are, we all are here because of that only in this material world. Out of envy and independently enjoy, we fell down from spiritual world. So something we see from the pastimes of various other personalities in the scripture, like the qualities of this. If you think about King Chitraketu, mm, King Chitraketu has so many wives. Eh, and he was blessed with a son who can be a great source of happiness and at the same time distress. So he was blessed with the son like that, but other queens were feeling jealous of this son, and that queen was given more attention because of the son blessed by Angira Muni's blessing. So what did they do? They actually poisoned and tried to kill this child. So Angira Muni said, you will have a child. That child will give you shoka and also what's the other one? Distress, right? Shoka is distress and joy is what is called pleasure.
Ashoka.
Someone was saying something, Mataji.
Harsha Mataji.
Harsha Shoka.
Harsha
Harsha Shoka.
Harsha.
Harsha Shoka, correct. Yeah, Harsha is joy. Yeah. So, but the queens end up killing this son out of envy. Can't even imagine how one can do like that. So, envy can take you to any extent. It will not. It will drag you in such a way that you won't realize that what you are doing. Unfortunately, at that point of time. And we see from the pastime of gopis also, gopis were feeling envy of what particular aspect of that, looking at Krishna, they were feeling.
Eyelashes, Mataji.
Hmm?
Eyelashes, so Mataji.
Flute,
Because
Mataji.
Radha worship
Is it
Lord Shri
flute?
Krishna so well, Mataji. Better than them.
Of the flute, Mataji.
No, yeah, bamboo. What is this bamboo did more than us? Our love is more precious. What is this bamboo did so that bamboo is so close to Krishna's lip? They also have this envy. But their envy is a competitive nature. It's a spiritual competition in their envy. And they were actually giving pleasure to the Lord with that envy. So that's okay. And then we have, when we think about the pastimes from Dwaraka queens, they also had the spiritual competition. They are envious. Like, for example, when Krishna gave Rukmini Parichata flower, Satyabhama became envy of that. So this aspect of pride and envy is more prominent in women because we are more into mine, me and mine. This is me, this is mine, like that. Aham mameti. Those are two things which constantly trouble us. So I, this aham, is prominent for men. I am the controller, I am the doer. Like that men will be feeling. Woman is morely prominent with this is mine, this is me, I want this, like that. But the pleasure potencies, whatever we try to seek in this material world, it's only perverted reflection. We can't enjoy completely. So material world is completely this envy feature in the spiritual world is there, but that is a spiritual competition among gopis to keep Krishna happy or give more pleasure to Krishna. But in material world, we are filled with envy so that we want to enjoy more than other person. So this will destroy everything. So envious of when we think about Radharani pastimes also, Radharani's and gopis getting jealous, and there are different wings of gopis. That what is that? We have Chandravali and Radharani, right? Chandravali wing, right wing gopis. Radharani's party, left wing. So Chandravali's mood is all the time very mild. She is like what do you say that don't want to chastise Krishna. Perfect in following things and doesn't really create kind of commotion in front of everyone. But Radharani's mood is different. It's opposite. She outrightly chastises Krishna. And she gets upset, angry easily, like that. So these are different moods of gopis. Both of them are equally giving pleasure to Krishna. So like that we see, and we see also when Krishna expands himself, when Dwaraka queens are there, 16,108, right? Of all the palaces, in all the palaces Krishna expanded, and then everyone felt like Krishna is with them. Even in rasa dance also, all the gopis feeling the same thing. Everyone felt Krishna is with them. Even in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Rath Yatra, that procession and that pastime also, each party, there were 8 parties, I think, each party felt that Lord is with them. So they are not feeling any envious about other person, because their mood is to give pleasure to the Lord. So Lord is reciprocating exactly like that. Yeah. So when we think about Satyabhama and Rukmini pastime, Satyabhama felt upset that she don't have the Parijata flower, and whereas Rukmini has got, and she was hearing that a lot of celestial swans are coming down to smell this scented flower in her garden, and she's becoming upset and jealous looking at it. And she also wanted to do similar thing. So there's a competition. And Krishna understood. And he went to Indira, and then he had a fight with Indra, and he could get the whole plant for her, not to speak of his flower. But he gave full plant to Satyabhama. So this is like, Krishna can, Satyabhama got the plant instead of just a flower, and then Krishna fulfilled the desire of her also. So the qualities of these, when they reflect in this material world, they go in a different direction. Krishna wants to, he is expert in dealing with everyone. And then he keep everyone happy in that position. He, like how I was explaining in Rasa dance, he kept all the gopis. How in Dwaraka he was expanding, and everyone is feeling that Krishna is with them in the palace. Like that, Krishna is keeping everyone happy. Now you see here in the Dhruva Maharaja's pastime, the same feature of that envy and pride is actually for her own pleasure. So that's what Prabhupada is mentioning, that the nature of the woman is something which is what did he say, that it is undue advantage. They take undue advantage of the situation, and they try to win over that. So we have, like, see from the pastime of Lord Rama, what did Kaikeyi did? What was her intention? She didn't want Rama to become the, take the position of a princess, and she wanted her own son. So this is one more thing. And she remembered her boons, and she started full drama and all that. Yeah. So the whole story went in a different direction. Yeah. So, but see, think about Kunti Maharani. She was very tolerant. She was very kind, and she was very surrendered in her mood. thinking about Lord is always there with them, whatever difficulties they are going through. She was welcoming and she was happy to face because she knows that all the time Lord can protect like that. So she was not projecting this. So an envy character is something, pride and envy is something which is naturally coming in women, and that they will take advantage of it without considering the consequences. That is been happening here by Queen Suruchi, that she did not appreciate or welcome Dhruva Maharaj, despite she knows that Uttanapada has a similar feelings with Dhruva Maharaj, but she took full advantage of that, situation that Uttanapada loves her more than Sunuti. So Suniti is a very chaste woman. She is not so demanding in nature, and she is a contrast to what we hear from Suruchi. She's soft-spoken. She's very gentle, mild at heart, like that. But Suruchi is very harsh-spoken. She only wants to get full attention of the king, and she don't want her stepson to get any kind of affection or any kind of special treatment, just like her son is getting. She's got some kind of what do you say that internally she must be thinking, oh, if Dhruva is being considered, then he may become prince, not my son. So she has got that inhibitions in her heart. So that is a example in a negative way, but there are so many lessons to learn from her nature, where Prabhupada is going to explain more in the future verses, a lot of instructions that how a woman's nature will drag, like, especially a great king like Uttanapada couldn't take a proper decision, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's going to come in future verses. Yeah, the story just began, and hostilities of Dhruva Maharaj we'll hear more in this chapter. We see similar situations happening to Prahlad Maharaj when he was very young, gone through so much difficulties, austerities he had gone through to attain the Lord. Even Narada Muni also, a small boy, but he lost his mother at a young age. And just by the instructions of the the spiritual master, they could. Narada Muni by Bhakti Vedanta's instructions, Dhruva Maharaj by Narada Muni's instructions, Prahlad Maharaj by completely hearing about the Lord in the womb only, and full surrenderance is being shown in his pastime. So when we follow the instructions of our gurus, then we are going to completely take the shelter of the Lord and get 100% protection. So that is something which we are going to hear from the Maharaj pastime soon, and maybe next week. Yeah, this is what we are up to discuss for today. Anybody has any questions or any other points to share?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Pranams Mataji.
Pranams.
Mataji,
Yeah.
by hearing all these slokas,
Hmm.
particularly woman is of envious character. Is it a curse to them?
I haven't heard anything like that, but what Prabhupada said is that in this particular 10th verse, purport, he said it's the nature of woman. So he clearly said this is the nature of woman. Feeling pride and becoming envy, it's easily coming to the woman quickly, because see, even when we think about in a different note, woman easily surrender to the Lord also. So it's not something that we think it's curse, because not every woman is doing that. It's not a universal thing, but it is something, a quality which is little bit inherent in them, so that some women may not overcome it quickly.
Maybe maybe very few. The percentage is, I think, more.
Percentage is made more, yeah. That is
Okay.
because of Kali Yuga effect, maybe.
Yes.
So, see, these kind of things now, whatever we are seeing in this material world, if one has got, the other one needs to have. So this is mainly man is driven by women's desires, I would say, and then man will keep women happy and keep on working and fulfilling, keeping her happy. So husbands or men, they think of what keeping everyone, there, just like how king consider protecting citizens. Similarly, a family, boss, husband wants to protect and look after their family members, and especially wife, they want to keep them happy, because if wife is happy, everything is good in the house, right? So
100%.
they get 3 meal nicely. So,
Yes, I do agree, Mataji.
yeah. So it is unfair.
Mataji,
Yeah,
sorry, in this case, then not only Dhruva's father is also doing wrong thing, right? How can you blame completely on the woman?
correct. Because Dhruva's father, what did Prabhupada say here? Dhruva's father, Uttanapada, had a same inclination for what Uttama he has got, what he has got for Uttama, same he has got for Dhruva Maharaj. There is no difference. Only thing is that because his favorite queen is Suruchi, that is why he trying to, keep her more happy. And that made her to feel pride. Got it?
Yes,
So he's just
Mataji.
trying to
But
keep
even
her happy.
then, he
And
should also try to keep happy of his other wife also, right?
So true.
yeah, but he has got more favoritism to this queen than that queen.
So
So
it is his mistake, right? That's
yeah,
what I am.
that
Equally,
is,
both of them mistake. Not you can't tell only his mother, right?
it
I
is
mean
both of them.
stepmother.
Yeah, it's both of them, but
Uh,
she is taking undue advantage because he likes her more.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, actually, Suniti is of a very good character. So while Suruchi is of a envious character, Suniti displays good characteristics. So women of both characteristics have been shown. So
Correct.
yeah, so it's
Correct.
not that women only are envious. I feel men also are, but women talk more.
That's right. It's not like, you see two side of a woman when Suruchi's introduction comes. So you see, like, we are not siding only, men are good, women are not good. It's not like that. But as as Ada Prabhu is mentioning, we see majority of women representing Suruchi. You see very few women representing Suniti. Yeah. So I don't know the exact statistics, but definitely good things are very less when we weigh. There is more, especially prominent in this Kali Yuga. More prominent, more is that, the weightage is more on towards impious things than pious.
Yes, and because Mataji also the men have become Uttanapada, no? So
Yes, they are just trying to
yes, men
not
also
keeping Krishna
introduce
in the
their
center, keeping what wife wants is in the center. That is the problem. Yeah.
So Mataji, the man is also to be blamed, no? If he's he's favoring one wife, obviously that will
Yeah,
happen.
it's a mistake of him as well.
Yes.
needs to be understood that he's only favoring her, which is not correct. And he realizes that the storyline that discussed.
Man also should be justified that way, no? If he has two wives, he should balance himself and show his, love for both of them equally.
Yeah, he understands that. He knows. Just like, Dhritarashtra also knows this is not right.
Yes, Mataji.
Also knows what they
Hare
are.
Krishna. Yes, Mataji, as Mataji said, in later verses, he will realize that
Yeah.
when Dhruva Maharaj goes to the forest, he feels lamentation. The
Realize.
father Uttanapad, he laments, and that is when Narada Muni comes and pacifies him also.
Correct. That is there.
So,
It's not
and this
that.
pastime is just to represent the two sides of the women, as Mataji said.
Correct. And then initially, it's just that his mistake. That's what, women taking undue advantage, the men will fall into that, trap, just like Dasharath Maharaj. He has to satisfy, he satisfied, fulfilling the bone, but he regret and he just die. But he had a curse to die like that, so he left. But, so this is a storyline mainly understanding various characteristics, but at the same time learning from each character something for us to learn. So from Suruchi, first thing we have to learn is that don't be so pride, don't be envious, like that. Don't take undue advantage of someone. Don't speak harsh words. Things like that you will be learning. Yeah. So Suniti is giving different lessons for us. Dhruva Maharaj is giving different lessons. Uttanapada is giving different lessons. Uttama is also giving. So many lessons for us lifetime to actually imbibe. That's why this is a favorite pastime. So
Yes, Mataji, so true.
So learn and then reflect on those instructions and apply, so that take a good thing from what we feel. Instead of discussing this is good, this is not good. Yes, but take what is good and then forget about what is not something pleasing, like that. We can't change people. We only give information to people. Transforming is only up to them. How do they want to transform? We can't do magic and change them, right?
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Mataji, I usually hear this Chandravali name, but today I could at least get the characteristic, like you just told me that, like how was Chandravali group and all, right? And to know more about them, where we should refer, Mataji?
There are different Acharya books. So I also don't do deep study of that, because first we should understand Prabhupada and Prabhupada purports and Shrimad Bhagavatam. Then we get into all the pastimes of gopis in detail. But yeah, there are so many Goswami's books which
Because you just said that Chandravali also played a mild character, like then Krishna used to favor Radharani, right, Mataji? So that was the contradicting thing. Like if a person is very mild, then why is not referring to the mild one?
just the different moods attracting Lord. It's not that someone is good, someone is not good. It's just that their way of pleasing Lord, like how Satyabhama and Rukmini is like that.
But Rukmini was the favorite one, right?
So Lord is that keep both of them happy. They are in their own way. They are doing the best to show their love and affection to the Lord, their devotion to the Lord.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams Mataji, wonderful class Mataji. I just want to share a reflection of today's class Mataji. Like how much ever criticism or rejections one may face in life, there is always a comforting love waiting for us Mataji, that is Krishna's. So as Dhruva Maharaj went through that rejection from his own father, so there is always someone waiting for us Mataji, the Supreme Lord. So I just thought of this Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So rejections do happen to us, but learn what is in store for us in that rejection.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, when we say that Chaturvida people, like the 4 types of people worship Shri Krishna, in that I just wanted to know, Mataji, like and Krishna says that Gnanis are the most favorite, those who are inquisitive.
Yeah.
So, Mataji, I just wanted to know, like all of these who approach Krishna will attain the same this thing, Mataji, or those who are Gnanis or inquisitive will only be perfect yogis. I mean, bhakti yogis or something like that, pure devotees.
He says all of them who surrendered, they're all, all of them, but someone who are, interested in dry, speculation and all, they will not be. Yeah. So, but on the whole, these distressed, inquisitive, and seekers of knowledge, those who are in need of money, they all be, free from all material desires. They will understand that, this materially, whatever is coming to them has got nothing to do with spiritual. Like how Dhruva Maharaj understood that it was just in the later part of this pastime. Yeah, so whatever he's seeking is just a broken piece of glasses. What is this? I don't want. Like when Lord appeared and blessed him, right? So in the purified state, devotees in complete complete devotion and service to the Lord, they're not interested in fruitive activities. They're not interested in only gaining knowledge. Also, they are only interested in serving the Lord more and more and more, like that. Yeah. So,
But in any case, Krishna doesn't interfere with the free will of the devotees, no, Mataji? Hare
no,
Krishna.
he will not. But in the process of performing devotional service, your purification will take you further.
Yes, Mataji, the sadhana.
Yeah, he will not interfere. It will, with your regulated performing devotional service, slowly, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti, slowly, then you will get into spontaneous bhakti.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Mataji, just like we were discussing about this fact that envious nature of woman. So Mataji, it is like in spiritual world or even in the material, we say that Purusha is only, Krishna is the only Purusha. So Mataji, isn't it like we may say in the material world because we are in the body of female, so female is having envious nature, but accordingly then all of us are like females only, even the men who are here in the body of a man, the souls, but they also had the envious nature, and that is why we fall down to this material world. So if we can take it into a spiritual context, Mataji, then
Yeah, all of us are prakrutis, right? That's what you mean, right? And Krishna.
yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, that's right. But we are just thinking about that envious quality is the one which made all of us to fall down. So, being in the body of a woman, this quality is little bit more we are prone to getting this quickly. Yeah. So that's the only thing which is mainly projected there. But yeah, when it comes to the nature of us, there is like all of us are considered to be feminine nature only, even the men also. And Krishna is the Purusha, only Purusha. We're all Prakriti, like that.
Yeah, Mataji. And Mataji, one more doubt I had, like this envy and jealousy, which we call, are they the same or they are different? Because envy we cannot apply in devotional.
Multiplied effect of jealousy.
Okay. Okay. So anyways, both of them we can apply, we cannot apply in devotional service, or jealousy can be.
So applying is only to keep Krishna happy, not to gain something materially, and you try to destroy others' happiness or interfere in others' life and make their life miserable.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's say you want to do some service to the Lord. You do that seva, but don't feel envious if someone else also perform the same, but in a better way. Yeah. So you can show your competitiveness in that seva, because if you have that inherent quality to perform, that's okay. That's not you showing being, taking over other people or becoming pride of what you have. It's just that you are good in it, offering the best to the Lord. But don't feel jealous or envy of other person doing something. You do whatever you can do to keep the Lord happy or please the Lord and Guru. But don't get into this quality of envy while we perform devotional service.
But Mataji, somehow when I'm doing some service or if I'm not getting a service which I wanted to do, I was looking for from a long time that I will do this service, but somehow some other devotee has taken up that service. So I cannot do anything. I might say that Hari Bol and everything, but then feeling I don't have control over that feeling. Sometimes something will be there in my mind. Look, if I would have done, then it would have been better, but they have given again to this particular devotee. And so that feeling comes. So what should be our mood, Mataji? Should we go for praying to Krishna or like?
That feeling is very natural. And
Yeah.
if we get that feeling, we have to think that Krishna is trying to purify us more, giving us an opportunity to get more purification. We have to learn from that situation, and especially don't feel any grudges or envy about other person, and pray for that person well-being, and you also pray yourself so that if there is any anarthas in your, let it go so that you be able to perform. Yeah. That devotional service. But when it comes to devotional service, we should not aim for some service to do in particular. Any service is a service to the Lord. So with that mode, if you do, no, all the services will come to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, so much for the guidance. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yeah, a little bit understanding whatever I've shared. So didn't had much time to prepare. I'm just traveling now from different places. I'm just from past 2 days going through a little bit of anxiety with my mother-in-law situation. So don't know what's going to happen, but yeah. So thank you so much for all of your time.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
So
Mataji.
we will pray once for Mataji's mother-in-law. She is not keeping well. We will say Hare Krishna Maha Mantra once. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Very nice class,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Thank you so
How
much.
are you, Naimisha? Now you're fine?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Hare
Thank
Krishna. Hare
Thank
Krishna
you,
to
Mataji.
everyone.
Thank you,
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Bol.
Mataji. Hare
Dandavat
Krishna
pranam,
for the
Mataji.
Krishna.
wonderful class, Mataji.